Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for today's Bhagavatam session. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 26th chapter, shloka number 56. Here, Kapila Muni is describing the nature of creation of the material world. As we learned in the previous shloka, that from Mahavishnu, Mahatattva is created. From Mahatattva, then all the 24 elements come into existence. And then these 24 elements under the supervision of Mahavishnu forms a egg-shaped structure of the universe. And then in that egg-shaped structure of the universe, Mahavishnu enters as a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And then from the universal form of this Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, various manifestations happens. So yesterday we learned about how Virat Swarupa, the Vishwarupa, Virat Rupa of Lord, first from his mouth comes the speech and the fire. And the presiding deity of the fire also appears at that time, Agni Devta. Then from the nostrils of the Virata Rupa of Lord appears the olfactory senses as well as prana, the air. And the presiding deity of the air appears. This is Vayu Devta or Pavan Devta. Then from the eyes of the Lord is represented by Surya Devta, the sun. And then the sun god appears. And next appears the pair of ears of the from the pair of ears of the Virata Rupa appears the all the 8 directions and the presiding deity of all the 8 directions. This is Diga Devta. And then here in this shloka, further nature of the creation is explained how other creation happens from the Virata Rupa. So here Kapila Devi is saying, Nirbibheda virajastvag Roma smarshava adyastataha tata asa aushadhayascha chasham shishanam nirbibhidate tataha. So then the universal form of the Lord, the Virat Purusha, manifested his skin, and thereupon the hair, mustache, and beard appeared. After this, all the herbs and drugs becomes manifested, and then his genitals became also appeared. So then the Virata Rupa of the Lord, which has the next manifestation, which is his skin and the hairs, and from the skin and hairs of the universal form of the Lord, all the trees and herbs and all the medicines, they are also appearing from the Virata Swarupa of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada is saying, the skin is the site of the touch sensation. The demigods who control the production of herbs and medicinal drugs are the deities presiding over the tactile sense. So all these manifestations are coming from Virata Rupa of the Lord. Then further it says, Retas tasmad apa asan nirabhedyat vai gudam gudad apno apanancha mrityurloka bhayankaraha. After this, after the appearance of the genital or urinary organs of the Lord, then the semen, the faculty of procreation, and the God who presides over the waters appeared. Next appeared as an anus and the organs of defecation. Thereupon the God of death, who is feared throughout the universe, appeared. So in this way, then from the universal form of the Lord appeared the ability to procreate. So then Lord Vishnu gave ability of procreation to all the living entities. And that is why all the living entities can produce offsprings, can produce children, because that power, that strength is coming from Mahavishnu himself, Vishnu himself. So, and also the death person. So when procreation and then there is a annihilation. So birth and death, both appears from the universal form of the Lord. So God, Lord Vishnu created all this creation with the production date and expiry date. This is how it is. Now, this production happens mostly through the semen in most of the living entities, right? So it is understood here with Srila Prabhupada explain about the procreation, why this semen is there. So it is understood herewith that the faculty to discharge semen is the cause of death. Therefore, yogis and transcendentalists who want to live for a greater span of life voluntarily restrain themselves from discharging semen. The more one can restrain from the discharge of semen, the more one can be aloof from the problems of death. There are many yogis living up to 300 or 700 years by this process. And in Bhagavatam, it is clearly stated that discharging semen is the cause of horrible death. The more one is addicted to sexual enjoyment, the more is one susceptible to a quick death. So here, now, ability to procreate is given by Lord, uh, but that should not be used for the sense enjoyment. Here, that is what Srila Prabhupada is explaining, that this ability of a living entity, there is attraction between the two genders, and then that results in the procreation. So male discharges semen, and the the female counterpart has the egg, and that forms the another living entity, and that is the purpose of this union of male and female. It should not be utilized for unnecessary sense enjoyment purpose. Otherwise, the same discharge can become the cause of your death, because the more one enters into this sensual enjoyment field, more one is addicted to death, subjected to death. So it is to be very carefully utilized. Further, हस्तौ च निरभेद्यता बलं ताभ्यं ततः स्वराट् पादौ च निरभिद्यतां कतिस्ताभ्यां ततो हरि. Thereafter, the two hands of the universal form of the Lord become manifested, and with them the power of grasping and dropping the things. And after that, the Lord Indra appeared. The next, the legs become manifested, and with that process, with them, the process of movement, and after that, the Lord Vishnu appeared. So here, then the next is the appearance of the from the Virat Rupa of Lord, from the hands and legs of the Virat Rupa of the form, the presiding deity Indra. Indra is the one who manages the. He's like a presiding. He's the king of all the demigods. So it's like a sort of administration. So power of administration is given to Lord Indra. And then next, the legs become manifested, and then after that, Lord Vishnu also appeared. The entire manifestation of the Lord became like a visible, because now mouth, hands, legs, everything is there now. So Lord Vishnu's darshan can be done in that way. So then, Anadayo Ashya Nirbidhyanta Tabhyo Lohitam Abram Nadyastataha Sambhavan Udaram Nirabhidyata. The veins of the universal body became manifested, and thereafter the red corpuscles of the blood. In their wake came the rivers, the deities presiding over the veins, and then appeared an abdomen. So, first hands and legs of the Lord, which from which appeared the presiding deity Lord Indra, and then uh, all the rivers become manifested. The rivers are nothing but the veins of the Lord. So all these rivers, what we see, they are part and parcel of Lord Himself. Srila Prabhupada is explaining. Blood veins are compared to the rivers. When veins are manifested in the universal form, the rivers in the various planets are also manifested. Now, all the rivers, they have a presiding deity. And like Gange cha Yamune cheva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalayasmin Sannidhi. So all this Ganga, Yamuna, There are personalities there. Ganga is a personality, Yamuna is a personality, like that. Saraswati is a personality. So all these rivers, they are manifestation of universal form of Lord. The controlling deity of the river is also controlling deity of nervous system. In Ayurvedic treatment, those who are suffering from the disease of nervous instability are recommended to take a bath by dipping into the flowing river. So you see, very nicely explained by Srila Prabhupada here that presiding deity of the river is the one who controls the nervous system. So that is why when we take a bath in the river, in the fresh water, then we feel very fresh. Why? Because that water has that quality to freshen up your nervous system. And that is why Srila Prabhupada is saying here that in Ayurveda, if one has any nervous system problem, then one is recommended to take bath in a holy river, because according to Ayurveda, the rivers, the water of the river, the fresh water of the holy river, has effect on the nervous system because they are the controlling deities of the nervous system. Then further, Shuta pipase tata shatyam siyatam samudrastva etayorabhut athasya hridayam bhinnam hridayan mana uttitam. Next grew the feelings of hunger and the thirst, and in their wake came the manifestation of the oceans, and then a heart became manifest, and in the wake of the heart the mind appeared. So here, one by one, all the different manifestations, it is mentioned, they come from the universal form of the Lord, right? So we saw the rivers. Now after the rivers came the oceans, and the ocean is considered to be the presiding deity of the abdomen, where the feeling of hunger and thirst originate. Srila Prabhupada is explaining that abdomen is hunger and thirst, right? Everybody becomes hungry and thirsty. And that is the ocean represents the abdomen of the Lord, all the samudra. And when there is irregularity in hunger and thirst, one is advised, according to Ayurvedic treatment, to take the bath in the ocean, right? So you see, nervous system disorder, you take bath in the holy river. And if there is an abdomen stomach problem, then you take a bath in the ocean, because ocean represents the abdomen of the Lord. So in this way, so many manifestations of the Lord are explained here in this shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Further, Manasas Chandrama Jato Buddhir Buddhe Girampati Ahankaras Tato Rudras Chittam Chaityas Tato Bhavat. After the mind, the moon appeared. Intelligence appeared next, and after intelligence, Lord Brahma appeared. And then the false ego appeared, and then the Lord Shiva. And after the appearance of Lord Shiva came the consciousness, and the deity presiding over the consciousness. So here, this is a very nice shloka where more details about the creation happened. So Srila Prabhupada ji is going to explain here about this. The moon appeared after the appearance of mind. And this indicates that moon is presiding deity of mind. So our mind is controlled by the moon cycle. So it is the moon is the presiding deity of the mind. Similarly, Lord Brahma appearing after the intelligence is presiding deity of intelligence. So Lord Brahma is the deity of the intelligence. And then the Lord Shiva, who appears after the false ego, is presiding deity of Ahankara, false ego. In other words, it is indicated that moon god is the mode of goodness, whereas Brahma is the mode of passion and Lord Shiva is the mode of ignorance. They are presiding deity of particular guna. The appearance of consciousness, appearance of false ego indicates that from the beginning, material consciousness is under the mode of ignorance. And that one therefore has to purify himself by purifying his consciousness. So these are three gunas: Sattva guna, Raja guna, and Tama guna. Right? So moon god is the presiding deity over the goodness. Brahmaji is the presiding deity over the passion, and Lord Shiva is the presiding deity over the ignorance. And the material consciousness, more we are materially hankering, power, prestige, money, this is a mode of ignorance actually. So one has to purify himself by purifying his consciousness. This purification process is called Krishna consciousness. So from Tamoguna to Rajoguna to Sattva this is called Krishna consciousness. As soon as the consciousness is purified, the false ego disappears. And what is this false ego? The identification with the body. More we identify ourselves with the body, that's a false ego, that is Tamoguna. The Lord Chaitanya confirms this in Sikshashtaka. He states that the first result of chanting Mahamantra Hare Krishna is that the dirt from the consciousness or the mirror of the mind, and then at once blazing fire of material existence is over. So as soon as we start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, our mind becomes clean, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. And then we understand, oh, I'm not this body, but I'm the spirit soul. And that is the purpose of Krishna consciousness, coming from Tamoguna to Sattvaguna, understanding that I am beyond this body. The blazing fire of material existence is due to false ego. But as soon as the false ego is removed, one can understand his real identity. One can understand, oh, I am not this body. This body is just a temporary covering. My real identity is the spirit soul. At that point, he is actually liberated from the clutches of Maya. As soon as one is free from clutches of false ego, his intelligence also becomes purified, and then his mind is always engaged upon the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So as soon as the mind is clear of false identification, then we can focus on service of Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared on the full moon day as a Gaurachandra or spotless transcendental moon. The material moon has spots on it, but the transcendental moon Gaurachandra, there are no spots. In other words, in order to fix the purified mind in the service of Supreme Lord, one has to worship the spotless moon Gaurachandra. So if you really want to purify the mind, then we have to worship Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who are materially passionate or those who want to exhibit their intelligence for material advancement in life are generally worshippers of Lord Brahma. And the persons who are in mode of ignorance, identifying with the body, worships Lord Shiva. Materialists like Hiranyakashipu and Ravana are worships of the Lord Brahma or Shiva. But Prahlad and the other devotees in the service of Krishna consciousness worships Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. Right? So here, Srila Prabhupada is explaining about the three gunas, Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, Tamaguna, their presiding deities, and our mind. Mind is the place where we need the clarity. More we clarify our mind by chanting Krishna's name, we'll be able to focus more, purify more our life, and we progress from Tamoguna to Sattva-guna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We'll pause here, we'll continue tomorrow. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.